lost a lock, oh Lord. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maria, the Maria Friday on all socials. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of a story and some helpful tips to sister lock hair care and pretty much everything you need to know when it comes to how to take care of your hair so you don't lose a lock. As you can tell from the title, I did lose a lock. Yes, I did lose a lock recently. Now, at first, it did seem like a good idea. My locks were softer. I would actually notice, because originally what happened was I went in with a brush, a denim brush, like the bristle head one, just to make sure nothing stays in my locks. Because I don't know if you know this, but I was kind of becoming fanatical, I guess, about lint being in my hair. So I was like, I want to make sure no lint stays in my hair. And that's usually just because things fall from your scalp or things just kind of stay in your head and you don't end up brushing it off. So they just mat up in your hair. So let's start with the elephant in the room, okay? How did I lose my lock? It's been a new trend, or at least a rising trend on social media, especially like on TikTok, where people have been brushing out or even combing their locks. And it's a way to kind of keep your hair manageable, shiny, make sure you don't get lint in it. So I can see the benefits to it, and I definitely wanted to try that out myself. My locks were thriving. My locks really liked it. I was doing it even up to, I mean, I still did it recently. I still really did it. But my locks were thriving, and it really didn't seem like much of a problem. But until recently, I was in the shower this literally past weekend, and I was brushing my hair. And this is something that, personally for me, this is where I made my mistake, which is brushing my hair as though it was loose natural hair, where if I get, and mind you, you shouldn't really do that with loose natural hair either, because just because you have a snag in your hair doesn't mean you just pull at it. And so I felt a little snag in like I think it was somewhere around here, and I was like, and I just kind of pulled at it, whereas I should have backed off. So really, I don't know if the combing was the problem. Yes, maybe if I never used combed in the first place, of course I would have never run into this, but the combing was never an issue. And I still don't think the combing is an issue. And I still actually think I might continue the combing because I do like it. It helps me just detangle my hair a little bit. But you cannot, again, it is still locked hair, especially micro ones. And yes, you can comb it because there is that flexibility with micro locks and sister locks a little bit. Even with bigger locks, you can do it. But I do think you have to be careful because it's not a loosening hair. If you kind of snag it, you will definitely break a hair off. And that's exactly what happened. I broke a hair off. Now, I can't even be sure. I cannot tell you exactly where this came from. I can tell based off the length that it must have been somewhere around the perimeter of my head. The perimeters tend to be more sensitive anyway. But again, I've had hair literally hanging on by a thread for, I kid you not, 4 weeks. In fact, in one of my videos, you can see it. I'm not gonna tell you which video, go searching for it. But, so I'm not even gonna tell my loctician to put this back in. I'm gonna give you the YouTuber. On my lock journey, I've already gained some locks with some of the hairs that I've grown out, and like my loctician picking it up. So I've gained maybe 4 or 5 locks. But this brings us back to the debate of care for sister locks. Are you combing it? Are you brushing it? Or are you just giving it soft care where you just kind of like run your hand through it and make sure you're scrubbing out your scalp when you wash, you're still braiding and banding? What does your care look like? My loctician told me I didn't need to braid and band anymore. So I knew that my hair had matured enough that I could even think about brushing it. I would have never done this if my hair was not mature enough in the first place. But what does your care look like? I think aggressively brushing your locks or pulling at it, that's where the issues start to happen, and that's where my issues happened. But with this new wave of thinking, with like the trends that are happening now on social media, I really do think that you can apply that in the right way. Like I said, my biggest mistake was that I literally snagged on my hair. You should not do this with loose natural hair or sister locks, clearly, but I still did it anyway because I was just like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna comb it through. What was I gonna comb through? Clearly, I was gonna probably break a lock. And I've been combing my hair with a wide tooth comb for about 4 months now. Before that, I was using a brush, which I thought, again, frizziness. But the comb really, I felt, has helped me. Maybe it helped my paranoia with the lint, but I don't see lint in my hair like that anymore. So I do think it helps me. So I do want to keep it up. And I don't think that we shouldn't, like, I know some of the older people with locks are like, no, like just, you know, just don't do anything with it. But I think the right technique and not overdoing it and knowing your hair, you know, knowing what feels like you're tugging weird, that's really the beneficial aspect of, I guess, this journey in general, right? And I am 2 years and 4 months into my journey. So I am what is that? 24 plus 4. Yeah. So I'm 28 months into my journey right now. Despite this little setback, I am still very hopeful for my Sisterlock journey. I'm not too stressed about this one. I still think I have a net of like 4 since I started this journey. So I am not stressed about that one. I will be careful with my brushing in the future. And that's the real biggest takeaway from this. I don't think you don't need to brush your hair. I actually think it's nice to brush your hair. It helps with some of the matting that happens, especially like I noticed like 4 to 6 weeks in, I start to get some of those hairs that start to like twist together. And I do find like when I brush it out, it's just a little, oh, okay. I separated the hair, it feels loose, everything is shaking off. So personally for me, I think there is something to, you know, this new technique of brushing or combing or making sure your hair is kept, right? And again, I don't know how new it is, but I do know there is a rhetoric that this is like the new age style thing, I guess. But yes, being gentle with your hair overall goes a long way. I do think that if I hadn't pulled at it, it would have been fine. So I am not really stressed about my journey. I didn't come on here like, oh my God, I lost a lock, oh Lord. Nah, okay, it's hair. At the end of the day, it is hair. It will grow back. Grateful, it's growing. Okay, so I think, yes, in your journey, whatever works for you, works for you. I think some people don't need to brush it. Maybe they always wrap their head all day. So for you, soft care and just making sure you scrub your scalp, that's totally fine for you. For me, I work out a lot. I tend to fall asleep on the couch, and we have like our pillowcase out there, and sometimes I'll start to fall asleep on there, and I know sometimes that might cause some lint in my hair. So I know there's certain extra levels of care I have to take. I wear clothes a lot. I change outfit. I do a lot of styling. Lint from clothing get in my hair. So those are things that I know affect maybe my journey. If your journey, you don't do anything to your hair, why would you need to, right? But it is a natural journey in itself. So you just gotta have to enjoy for what it is and learn your new hair. I think that's another thing too. Like you have to learn your new locks. They behave a little bit different. It's not that much of a care, but there is a bit of a difference to it compared to obviously loose natural. Overall, I just think being gentle, being patient, just understanding it is a journey. You will get to where you need to go to. Everyone's hair it is hair. It will grow. It will do what it needs to do. As long as you're obviously eating right, taking care of yourself internally as well, which will reflect on your hair. Let me know, have you tried brushing your hair? Have you tried this new age method? My Sisterlock, my loctician is always like, what are all these new age stuff you guys always talk about? So I'm like, I don't know. I saw it on TikTok and social media and I wanted to try it out. So yeah, let me know. Have you tried out any like combing, locking, brushing? Do you do any of that, or just like I scrub my scalp really well and I keep it moving? And that's real. That is very real. It's a lot of time and money invested in these hairs. I don't expect that you will do something like that. I am going to be way more careful now. Like I obviously don't want to lose more. Yeah, let me know if you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye.